Hi, this is Jeremy Schoonmaker, Pre-Sales TC for HP's Channel MPS Group. And in this video, I'm going to talk about WebJA-Admin and discovering devices in WebJA-Admin. Now, I've got WebJA-Admin installed on a VM that's on my PC. And when I install it, it doesn't find anything automatically. This is kind of important to know. It doesn't go out and start searching for anything without you telling it to. Okay? So unless you start a discovery, which I'm going to show you how to do in just a second, it's going to sit like this forever, 0 of 0 devices, okay? So you need to run a discovery. Now, there's a couple different ways to discover devices with WebJA-Admin. The first is what's called a quick device discovery, and you can see it down here in the left-hand corner. You can just type in an IP address or host name of a device, and then click Go, and it'll look just for that IP address to search for a device, okay? So it's only going to look for that one. So if you know a single IP address, then you can search for it and it'll find it, and there you go. There's my PageWide Pro here, and it's going to start looking at the device and resolving it. So that's the quick device discovery. It's convenient if you're just looking for one device, but if it's the first time using WebJA-Admin, you probably have a lot of devices to discover. You're going to want to create a discovery template, okay? So over on the left-hand side, there's a discovery tree, and there's a button that says templates. Now, you can actually just run a discovery, a one-time discovery if you want to, but I'm really a fan of creating templates for everything. That way, if I want to do it again, I can come back to it and just run that same discovery again. So you see that I can discover network-connected devices or PC-connected devices. You choose one or the other. PC-connected devices would require that you have the proxy agent installed. So on the network-connected devices, there's a lot of different discovery methods. We've got multicast, broadcast, or web services discovery. Those are kind of looking at a little broader range of places on your network. If you have your printers listed in Active Directory, you can search there. That's not very common. The most common is IP range or specified addresses. So specified addresses you'd use if you knew exactly where all your printers are and you have a file that defines the host name or IP address for all of them. More often than not, I think the first time you do this, you probably want to use an IP range. So that's what I'm going to show in this video. Now with the IP range, you're going to have to select your ranges. And you might have more than one, or you might just have one, okay? So you can either add ranges or import them. If you add them, you're going to add them one at a time. But if you have like lots of different buildings or lots of different floors you want to keep separate, you can import those ranges. Just know that you can't run a discovery on only a portion of one of these ranges. So again, if you don't want to hit every IP address in a specific range, just break those out manually. So for my lab here, I'm going to look just at 192.168.0. I'm going to look for like from 5 until I'm going to look until 30, so just about 20 IP addresses. Okay, I'm just going to call this Jeremy Lab. So this is my home lab. So there, it's listed, and it's listed there. And two things. Number one, it checked marked it, which means it's including in the template. But even if I uncheck it, this is always going to be there. Every time I create a new template now, this is now saved as a potential range in the database. So whatever you want to include in your template, you have to check box. But just know that that's now been defined in the database. Okay, so I've selected my range. Now I specify whether or not I want to use credentials. Okay, specifically SNMP credentials. If I have a non-public community name using SNMP v1, or if I've already set up SNMP v3 credentials, I'm going to need to enter them in here because I'm just going to be doing SNMP get commands right now. I could also use global credentials if I have those defined in my global credential catalog. I'll show you how to do that in a different video, but there is a global credential catalog you can define those in. So again, if you're going to have a community name or SNMP v3 credentials, you're going to need to use those. I don't have those, and a lot of people don't have those, so you can just say do not use credentials. So give this a template name, and I'll call it Jeremy Lab template, and then you create it, okay? Now, I've created the template, but I'm not actually running the discovery, okay? This is just a template of what the discovery would look like. To run it, I click Apply. Now, when I apply a device discovery template, I can schedule when I want to do that. And I'll show you that really quick. I can schedule it for a specific time of day, and this is helpful, especially if you're looking at a large range. And I can also schedule the recurrence. And this is smart because especially if you have a large fleet, you might have devices coming and going. They might get new IP addresses that you want to find and re-resolve for. So you can schedule this to happen, on specific days of the week or specific days of the month, whatever you want to do. So that's a pretty helpful feature. Today I'm just going to do once, so I'm just going to uncheck the schedule discovery, and I'm going to click Start. Now while this is running, I'll just explain. It does a first pass on your network, and it just looks for any IP address that responds back. Okay, on my network, I found 12 IP addresses of those, 25 or 30, that actually responded back. And then the second pass is going to resolve whether or not those are printers or not. So some of those might be PCs or switches or servers or whatever else, but it's going to look and see if it can find the printers. Now, in my discovery, you saw it took, 5 seconds. It found 4 printers, 3 of which were new, right, because we'd found the one earlier. So I'm going to leave View All Devices on and click Done, and it's going to pull me to my All Device view, and there I have all my devices discovered. Okay, and now I can start playing with these and doing other things with them. But that is the basics of how you run a discovery and find devices on your network with WebJet.